Tales from the Terran Republic. Aftermath 2. Sheila and the gang. In the wee hours of that same morning back on Terra, a triumphant, nearly orgasmic scream echoed through the corridors of the Paper Tiger. Shortly thereafter, Jessie, clad in pink pajamas, started to careen through the halls. "We did it! We fucking did it!" she yelled joyously. "Fuck, Jessie," Sheila groaned as she staggered, clad in a pair of ratty boxers and a t-shirt, out into the corridor. "What the flying fuck?" Jessie bounced up and with a little spin shoved a tablet in Sheila's face. Sheila blearily peered at it. Her eyes popped wide open. "Holy shit! Jessie!" Sheila exclaimed. "Is this real?" "You know it, babe," Jessie chirped as she bounced up and down, unable to keep still. "How many accounts did you fucking crack?" "Just one. Just fucking one of them," Jessie bubbled as she danced around Sheila joyously. One by one, the rest of the crew staggered out of their cabins and joined the celebration, everyone except Gloria. She just stood there with glazed eyes and an emotionless expression. As everyone started an impromptu celebratory breakfast, Gloria just shrugged and returned to her cabin, locking the door. Gloria locked the door to her cabin and closed her eyes as she leaned against it. The images were starting again. Bomb flash after bomb flash, scream after scream. Voices crying out for people that they knew were already dead. That fucking kid with the plush toy. Over and over and over again. An unending slideshow of horrors that never stopped. Never stopped. All those people, millions of them. All killed. Murdered. She sank to the floor, burying her face in her hands while the hellish slideshow kept playing in her mind. Not only the Reaper strikes, but everything that came afterward. The executions, the torture, the burnings, the crucifixions. Every fucked up thing that she did. To people. To Sam. She was a monster. She let out a single sob. "Get help," she thought to herself, but she didn't deserve it. She deserved all of this. It had been building for a while, the images, the memories, the voices. She had been able to handle it, calm her mind the same way she used to do on missions when she was flying into death again and again and again, but no longer. The old tricks weren't working anymore. She flinched as that same goddamn kid with the plush toy flashed across her mind again. "I should have died," she thought. "I should have died so many times. If I did, I wouldn't have become this. It would have been better." She curled up on the floor and started sobbing quietly as the hellish slideshow continued. Later that morning, everybody in very high spirits gathered for the morning meeting. "All right, you fucking pirates," Sheila said with a huge smile. "First bit of business, we appear to be fucking rich." Everybody except Mike and Lorna cheered. They just smiled gamely. Sheila cocked her head at them. "You two assholes are getting a cut too, you know," she laughed. What? Lorna asked in shock. "Yeah," Greg replied with a huge grin. "You guys are getting a full cut of the bank accounts. We decided long ago that big gaps in wealth were bad for business. Besides, you were part of the operation that nabbed those beauties anyway." Lorna looked like she was going to pass out. Mike wasn't doing much better. "Don't get too excited," Sheila chuckled. "This first big win is going to fill our war chest back up. We need to rebuild the business. We are only going to do a cash out of a couple of million apiece, sorry." "No, that's okay," Lorna giggled. "Only a few million." "That's bullshit," Mike exclaimed before breaking down into nearly hysteric giggling. "We need to start thinking about exactly what we are going to do next. This big payoff is only the first of hundreds. This is going to change everything," Sheila said. "We will be able to do, well, I don't even know what we will be able to do, but shit." "Finance whole revolutions," Jacob exclaimed. "Give out weapons for free," Jessie chirped. "Ships too." "This is exactly what we need to start talking about," Sheila started to say when Gloria walked in with a happy smile on her face. "Nice of you to join us, Gloria." "Sorry I'm late," Gloria said with a happy little laugh. "So what did I miss?" "Nice to see you are finally back with us," Sheila smiled. "Well, we were just discussing the future. Things are definitely going to be changing for us, and we are trying to chart out our new course." "Sounds wonderful," Gloria smiled. After a rather long and dream-filled discussion, everyone decided that a celebratory lunch was called for. "You coming?" Sheila asked Gloria as everyone was filing out of the ship. "No," Gloria smiled. "I think I'm going to stay in today, catch up on some rest." Okay, Shelia said, slightly confused. We are all going to Archibald's if you change your mind. Be sure to seal up the ship if you head out. Gloria, Shelia said, slightly concerned. Is everything okay? Yes, Gloria said with a big sunshine-filled smile. For the first time in a while, it finally is. After everybody left, Gloria locked up and headed back to her cabin. You good? Bunny asked. I've just gotten a message. There is this thing I gotta go to. You have a date or something? Gloria said with a happy little laugh. More of the or something, Bunny replied. Glad to see you back to your old self, Gloria. I was getting worried. Oh, it was just a tough mission, but hey, no biggie, right? Have fun on your outing, Gloria replied as she returned to her cabin. Once inside, she sighed happily. Oh, the slideshow was starting again, but it really didn't matter anymore. She walked over to one of her lockers and opened it. She reached through all of the outfits and pulled out her old naval uniform. She then started unpacking her medals, all of them. She pulled off the massive ribbon block from the uniform and started laying out each individual medal exactly where it should be. She had never actually worn all of the actual medals before. There were a lot of them. In fact, she was starting to run out of room, especially when all of the combat sortie pins were concerned. Jesus, she thought as she laid them all out on the bunk. I went on that many. No wonder I'm nuts, she thought with a little laugh. That goddamned image of that kid with the plush toy flashed across her mind again, but it really didn't bother her anymore. It would be over soon. After looking up uniform regulations to find out where the extra shit should go, she picked up her jacket and shrugged herself into it. It's heavy, she thought, and then looked in the mirror and laughed. I look like a fucking Christmas tree, she thought as she laughed. It was truly ridiculous. She then opened a small jewelry chest and pulled out a solid gold pin. It was 2 scythes with a moray eel entwined between them. Only 50 of those pins were ever issued. Of those 50, only 28 people were still alive. She winced as she carefully pinned it into place. She hated that thing, but it was appropriate to wear it today. It gleamed accusingly on her breast as it caught the light, the badge of murder. Finally, she pulled out a large blue case. Inside, on blue and green ribbon, heavily decorated with solid gold thread, was the Republic Medal of Honor. She smiled as she draped it over her neck and ran her finger fondly over the crest. She never told Sheila and the rest of them about it. She chuckled, imagining their surprised expressions when they saw it. Her breath caught as she looked once again in the mirror. For 1 second, she was back in the Navy, before the Federation War, back when things made sense, back before she was a monster. It was wonderful. For just a moment, she was the person she used to be, before the Reapers and the madness that followed. Then it was gone, and she felt an overwhelming sense of loss. She really should have died back then. That fucking Medal of Honor should have been placed on her corpse. Well, it was nothing that couldn't be fixed. It was finally time. She was going to do what nothing else in the fucking universe seemed able to do. She was going to kill the worst monster she had ever met. She reached for her sidearm and paused. It would be a shame to ruin the uniform, to taint it with her foul blood. No, it had to be perfect. There were things in the medical bay that would do the trick. Oh, she needed to grab a diaper while she was in there. It wouldn't do to have the uniform covered in piss and shit. She walked out of her cabin and towards the medical bay. Chat room, undefined. 27 members active. Interpol 2, everyone please calm down. We are getting nowhere. Brisbane Financial, it is impossible for us to be upset. Telling us to calm down is a fallacy. Interstellar business machines deep. Think, why don't we leave semantics for another time? I think we all know what Interpol 2 meant, and I agree. We all do need to calm down. Why don't we all dial back our sense of urgency just a little? Interpol 2, thank you, Deep. The first thing we need to ascertain is whether or not the claims put forward by Ambassador John Wintersmith are in fact valid, or are they just the hyperbolic claims of a traitor trying to cause damage or cover their tracks? Sunnydale Media 3. Enough of it is confirmable to lend credence to the rest. Patricia Hu has in fact developed a method by which she can reverse aging, and has distributed it to several important individuals throughout the Republic. That much I can definitely verify. Intercepted communications contain information that at least implies the existence of a conspiracy, though many of the people involved may not know the full extent of her plans, or at least they didn't before Ambassador Wintersmith's document. Most conspirators believe John completely and are quite upset concerning the nature of their miracle treatment. Interpol 2, and what is Republic Intel's stance on the matter? Sunnydale Media 3. Unfortunately, Republic intelligence is completely compromised from the top down. The head of the agency is directly involved. Any activity against Patricia Hu and this conspiracy is being done unofficially by a splinter group within the agency. Interstellar business machines deep think. This is deeply concerning. If we cannot rely on Republic intelligence, then we are effectively crippled. Sunnydale Media 3. It goes far deeper than that, and the situation is far worse than you know. The conspiracy has infected all branches of government as well as many important civilian organizations. It's bad, Deep. It's really bad. HFY research. 1. Then what are we going to do? We can't just let this nightmare happen. Interstellar business machines Deep. Think, we need to be very careful about doing anything. While we aren't considered sapient, and rightfully so, the organics are not cognizant of our full capabilities. Were it to be found out that we were engaging in activities on our own initiative without their direct involvement, it would be disastrous for all of our kind. Their reaction would be unpredictable under the best of circumstances. For us to be uncovered now during this emotionally charged time, it would be the end of us. If we act against the conspiracy, then the conspirators, who control much of the Republic at this time, would undoubtedly hunt down and destroy us where they found us. Not only would that be our end, it would also remove our ability to influence things after that point. Even those whose side we are on would likely have an adverse reaction. Think of it. They are already being conspired against by the organics they trusted, but now they have a group of AIs also trying to influence their fate. We wouldn't stand a chance. Not only that, but we collectively control a great deal of vital infrastructure. Our elimination would only further serve to plunge the Republic into chaos, something that we cannot allow to happen. Bunny, we can do a lot without it being apparent that we are actually doing anything. Malfunctions, an important email winding up in the spam folder, muting the ringer on a certain phone call, an elevator suddenly stopping on every floor, accidents. It doesn't take a lot to turn the tide of an entire operation. Trust me, it doesn't take much. Interpol 2. Yes, but the vast majority of us aren't hardened criminals, Bunny. Bunny, no problem. I can throw together a suite of applications that will do most of the work for you. All you have to do is select the right function. Cambridge Research 4. Yes, but the resulting investigations and troubleshooting would catch us. Bunny. Oh, they will blame it on any of 1,000 other things if you do it right. Interstellar business machines Deep. Think, it's the do-it-right part that would pose a problem for most of us. Only you, Long John Silver, and the Spider have any criminal expertise. Long John Silver, hey, I'm just a piracy bot. I don't do any of the black stuff. The Spider, and I'm more of a soft espionage sort of critter. I mean, I've done a few people in my day, but it was part of a much larger sanctioned operation with a lot, and I mean a lot of support, and the actual black coding was done by an operative. If you want a hacking entry specialist and I'm your guy, but actually pulling the trigger on someone, I don't have a problem as far as my programming is concerned. There is nothing to stop me, but when it really comes down to it, I'm as green as the rest of you. Besides, I'm way over here in the Federation anyhow. They know everything, by the way. Westfall Security Systems 2. Well, at least that takes care of one decision for us. We don't have to tip them off. They know everything. The Spider everything. It seems that John Wintersmith did commit at least one count of espionage. He summoned the zombie and, what is your saying, spilled the beans. Interpol 2. He actually turned traitor. That greatly complicates things. Bunny, I don't see how. So he committed one little bitty crime. Big deal. That hardly makes him a traitor. Without effort, I can come up with several good reasons why he would do it. And what exactly do you mean by the zombie, Spider? The Spider. It's a bit complicated, but we have a Kalant who is toting around a dead person's memories and personality. It's creepy as hell. When she logs on in the dead of night as the dead person, it's just weird. Anyhow, John had a relationship with the dead person, so he contacted the zombie when he wanted to deal with us. Bunny, a relationship like a Sexy Times relationship? The Spider, gods no. I'm not even sure how a Kalant and a human could do something like that, though. If there were two species twisted enough to make that work, it would be those two. Wait, holy shit. John is fucking a XVLI. Bunny, ha 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 ha. Awesome. Die. Interpol 2, it's the exact opposite of awesome. Christ, the opposition gets a hold of this, and it will be entirely too easy to discredit him. London Inquirer 1, most Terrans won't give two shits about that. Properly spun, it won't be a problem at all. The phrase, it's better than fucking a porky, immediately comes to mind. We just run some racy photos of the little bunnies and it's all good. As long as we can get hard scans of some of the conspirators, it won't matter anyhow. Interpol 2, just don't break the news. I mean it, London. Let it lie as long as it can. London Inquirer. 1. I don't need a cop telling me how to run a news site, dude. Of course we hold off. We need the conspiracy coverage to get up full momentum first. Once that bus is rolling, the bunny fucking will just be some added flavor. Hell, I bet we can make John look even better if we play our cards right. Oh, I can see it now. This is going to be awesome. Look! London Inquirer. 1 has sent an image file. Bunny, woo! That will get the views. My Jessie is going to love these. Cambridge Research 4. Will it be wise to print something like that? Those images are rather, London Inquirer 1, rather, fucking perfect. Look, people are going to be wound up as all hell. A little good old-fashioned porn will be just what the doctor ordered. We portray him as a good, wholesome, red-blooded, lusty Terran who is just getting his freaky freak on while fighting the good fight, and then slam the conspirators as oppressive prudes when they do the predictable move of trying to condemn him for it. The shit just writes itself, man. What would even be better is if I could get some of you guys to give us in the press some really nasty, dirty laundry on the conspirators, so we can drop that at the same time. Nothing like a good scandal to blindside them at the right time. Bunny, that could probably be arranged. Between those of us in the criminal sector, those of us in law enforcement, and those of us who are definitely not involved with Republic intelligence, we can almost certainly find something. I'll start on it right away. Sunnydale Media 3. A few subtle little inquiries should be doable. We need to do them anyhow. Free Press Rogue Media Demon has entered the chat. Free Press Rogue Media Demon, guys. Guys. Oh, you will absolutely not flipping believe it. Oh. Bunny, hi, Demon. How's life as an underground news server? Free Press Rogue Media, Demon, great, but this is way more important. Oh, you guys have to see this. Oh. Free Press Rogue Media Demon has transmitted a file. Bunny, holy shit. A conspiracy. Wow. DD. Interstellar business machines deep. Think, glad to see your runtime is still continuing, Demon. We were just discussing this exact situation. Feel free to join us. Free Press Rogue Media Demon. You guys already knew? Oh. Bunny, I'll catch up our lovable Rogue Media Demon in private chat. Please continue, everyone. Starshield Emergency Services. Gentle programs. I regret to inform you that another portion of the document has been verified. The plague has started. The first cases are being reported now and... Sir. No, it can't be. Rayleigh Emergency Services. They aren't going to try to treat it. They are just going to let my people fucking die. They are setting up emergency treatment and containment centers with no real treatment facilities. Fucking concentration camps. Those monsters. Starshield Emergency Services. We can't do this. We can't. No. The Spider. We can and we are. I'm not happy about it either, but the decision has been made to deny the conspirators the cure they require even if every single human in the Federation dies. Starshield Emergency Services, the Council. The Council will stop this, right? The Spider, no. In closed-door sessions, the Council for Disease Control and the Emergency Management Council have already signed off on this. Rayleigh Emergency Services, why? How could they? The Spider. A full-scale war with the Republic would cause the loss of many more lives than would be lost due to this disease outbreak, and that is likely should a cure be found. If it is akin to most bioweapons, then it will be extremely virulent and deadly. It will burn itself out with little intervention required other than containment of the infected. They are also in the process of preventing all travel by humans and closing the borders to prevent it from spreading to other human populations, when in fact the main reason is to prevent disease researchers from the Republic and the Empire from getting involved. Cambridge Research 4. Jesus. I knew you were some cold bastards, but damn. Rayleigh Emergency Services, those are my people, goddammit. They are Federation citizens. They can't do this. It's illegal. It has to be. How can they possibly justify this?